I think most people by now are aware that Hytale is coming out on January 13th, 2026. A project that has been in development for over 7 years, delayed multiple times and cancelled, is finally seeing the light of day, but that doesn't come without its struggles. There are a lot of problems with Hytale. It's not all sunshine and roses like a lot of people might want you to believe. And because of the fact that Simon Hypixel, the CEO and founder of Hypixel and Hytale, is bringing the game out as fast as possible to, quote, break the curse, and the curse in this instance being the delays and always not delivering on promises, there comes some difficulties with that. Namely, getting a game back that was a complete mess. They are using the old engine that has not been worked on for over 4 years, and the different files are in so many different branches and folders that they have to even find them and compile them. This stress and lack of infrastructure is bound to come up with some issues, but the good thing is that the Hypixel team, and Simon specifically, has been super open with his communication, and he made a giant, and I really mean a giant, tweet thread about what their mistakes are, being open about it, and what they're looking to resolve and add in the future. And I wanted to share with you because some people might still have their doubts about Hytale even when it releases. And yes, the game is going to be a broken state. It might not even be fun for a lot of people, but in my opinion, a developer being this open about not only their flaws but also their changes for the future is a good sign of a great development team. Simon states, "We are delivering on our promise and releasing Hytale into early access on January 13th, 2026, with all the consequences that come with that decision. In just a few weeks, we merged roughly 300 branches, modernized a 4-year-old code in ACID-based, scaled the team from 8 people to 50 core developers and over 250 helping hands, tracked close to 1,000 bugs and fixed hundreds of them, added Mac and Linux support, and built an exploration mode that simply did not exist before." I'm going to pause here because he threw in the fact that Mac and Linux are now supported within Hytale, which is something that we previously did not know. It was always up in the air if it would even come by launch. So I've seen your comments about Mac and Linux support. You all will be able to play Hytale on release along all of your Windows friends. When we started the mission to save Hytale, we made a clear promise: launch without any delays at any cost. We are keeping this promise, even though it's a Herculean task. In an alternative timeline, the most intelligent production decision would be to delay launch by 3 to 4 months, complete the obvious work in front of us, and avoid the overhead and distractions of maintaining a live product. The game would objectively be better on day one. This is not what we're doing. Moving this fast also comes with very real downsides, and you have already seen them. We make visible progress every week, sometimes so much that key community members work overtime to keep up with the news. But you've also seen us drop the ball. Some concrete examples. Name reservations were intended to reward longtime fans. Still, we lacked sufficient time and information to verify the emails list integrity, and some longtime fans were missing from it. The username generator produced unintended results, and our name filters failed to catch some unacceptable words. The payment system continues to report issues. Communication regarding avatar customization, Steam release, modding, and pricing was insufficiently detailed, leading to misinterpretation or confusion. Blog posts and technical write-ups have landed on an unpredictable schedule. Game server providers, server owners, creators, and business inquiries are not receiving responses as quickly as we would like or they deserve. This is the trade-off we all have to accept. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. We wish we had more time to double check every step and spend more time on communication, but that time comes at a steep opportunity cost. Extra polishing reduces the overall impression of Hytale on January 13th. Our primary focus is the game. The team is in a constant release cycle. Every week until launch is tightly scheduled, and we are doing this with a core team of around 50 people assembled in weeks, not a massive AAA organization. That means we are taking hundreds of calculated risks every day. Most pay off, a small fraction doesn't, and when they don't, the impact is very evident. If I could ask for one thing from the community, it's this: please keep reminding each other what the pace implies, especially newer players who were not around for the Save Hytale movement and may not know what the early access experience is meant to be for us. Some people will not be able to get their desired usernames. Some will run into payment issues. Some information will arrive later than it ideally should. This is not because we don't know better, it's because we are choosing to keep a promise. For us, early access looks like this. You start a world, and the first impression and immersion leave you thinking, this is much better than they said. And after more time, you start to see the rough edges. And still, your first day thinking, this game has a lot of potential. I'll come back and keep up with the updates, or get you inspired into making maps, content, mods, or even a minigame server. As you will be playing through the first week of Hytale, we will already follow up with the first patch. We will release updates rapidly in the first few weeks, with pre-releases available more frequently. You start on the 4-year-old archaeology project, but within months, you will find yourself in a flow of rapid development, previously unthinkable. We appreciate that the community has high expectations for Hytale, but please remember that we are fulfilling a promise we made early on to release as soon as possible. This is what the core community asked for. Our biggest fears right now is not criticism. It's that the story of Save Hytale gets forgotten during early access, and the team ends up wishing we had simply delayed those extra 4 months instead of keeping our word. That was an uninterrupted quote from Simon, and I thought it was so important to share with a more general audience because I see a lot of times a lot of people are not on Twitter and might not be able to see this, and I think this communication is so essential to anyone interested in Hytale, whether it be a core community member or you just found out about the game a week ago. The statement of your first day thinking this is better than they talked about because of the fact that they keep mentioning this game is not good, this game is not fun, we don't have anything in it, is super essential because that's a thought a lot of us had when we saw the 16 minutes gameplay of Simon playing through and fighting a bunch of mobs. We kept thinking, okay, he is downplaying this so much, he says the game is so bad right now, and we watch the gameplay and think, wait, this looks really fun, I want to play this as well. And hopefully that is going to be the first day experience as well, if the servers don't crash. But then he made another post, and this one goes more into the future. Once that early access stops and the rapid development happens, what can we expect? Well, he says, once again, please don't pre-purchase or buy the game if you're not comfortable with early access. Support us only if you believe in the long-term plan to make Hytale a great game of its own. We are not trying to be like any other game out there. We are making Hytale, the future of Hytale. Some things we are planning to do, subject to change of course. Add more living world features and interaction. Add more combat, dungeons, bosses, and more challenges. Finish World Gen V2 to restore Orbis. Support modders along the way. Add missing features for them and add modding discovery in-game and allow players to install mods from in-game. One-click install and auto-install on server joins. Support server owners by developing our own minigames and giving them access to assets, code, and features, and let them out-compete us. Add social features like friends lists, guilds, prox voice chat, and more. Increase user retention by creating a good, safe space. Complete our adventure mode by introducing quests and other systems that make a great adventure. Possibly voice actors, in-game cinematics, and more. The game is funded as a passion project, and I want to have proper parental controls so that when my kids are playing, I feel comfortable with it. Add automation systems at some point and other systems that extend the game's appeal for players who love to tinker. Add accessibility options, including access for controllers. Level up the visuals across the game, lighting improvements, and much, much more. Listen and interact with the community, and much more. That was once again a direct quote from Simon, and you can see that their bucket list is super long. I think this is the first time that we've actually had a roadmap, a timeline for Hytale's development to see where the game is going to progress in the future. I think there is a bright but rocky road ahead of us. There's going to be many times when we play the early access, fall into a bug or an incomplete feature, and man, think, Simon, what are you doing here? And then remember, this is early access. And in a month or maybe even a week, that problem is going to get fixed. And then you're going to run into another problem and think, man, that sucks. But in another week or maybe in another month, it gets fixed again. And that cycle continues for a few years until Hytale 1.0 comes out. And he reiterates that if you aren't comfortable with playing this very broken game, if you don't want to spend money on an incomplete product, you really don't have to. You can wait until all of these balance patches are out, until the bugs are fixed, and then you can get Hytale and enjoy the fully furnished world of Orbis for yourself. And if you are one of those people that are planning to see what Hytale looks like on launch before purchasing a copy, please consider using the creator code MYNE, that is MYNE, at checkout. It really supports a smaller creator. And I did make a video just recently about those parental controls and whether or not Hytale really is a kids game in comparison to Minecraft, who ended up catering more to a younger audience. The video is linked right here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.